Hey everybody, so in this video, I'm going to introduce you to the concept of Django signals and show you how signals can really help simplify a lot of our code whenever we have multiple bits of code interested in the same event. So signals are basically comprised of senders and receivers that send out some information to a receiver whenever something has occurred. So we're going to start with model signals, and the example I like to use is the relationship between my default Django user model and how I extend it with a profile. So every single user is going to have a profile in my system. So every single time a user is created or updated, I want a sender to be sent out and either create or update the profile also. So it's just basically going to be an event listener that's going to be added to that save method and send out some information. So these two will be made into my receivers and will again either create or update a profile based on whatever the signal sent out to these receivers. And we'll need to add a little bit of code to actually make these into receivers so they respond, but we'll handle that in a second. And also, really quick note, if you're part of the Django Crash Course series, I'm making this video as a standalone project. So if you look at our code, it's not the same project as that CRM we're making, but I will make one more follow-up video implementing this into that registration form. So for now, we're going to write all of our logic within models.py, but the Django documentation does recommend that we write all of our signals within its own files. So later on in this video, we're actually going to create a file called signals.py and go ahead and just copy and paste all of this in there. But because that does require a little bit more configuration, we're actually going to write it right in here to simplify things, and then we'll just move it there later. So let's go ahead and add some parameters and make this receiver and then actually connect it to a signal. So from the Django documentation, we're going to use this post underscore save method here. So let's go ahead and run this import. And then in the post save, we're going to add these parameters to that function. So the sender, which is the model that's supposed to send the signal, the instance of that model, so the actual item or the object that's sending it, and then this created attribute here, which basically checks if this is the first creation of that item or if this is just an update. So let's go ahead and do that. So within here, let's run an import. So this will be from django.db.models.signals import, and we're going to use the pre-save. So this is going to be a model signal, and it's going to be pre_save. And in here, what we can do is go ahead and pass in those parameters. So the sender, the model that's sending the signal, the instance of it, and the created instance, which checks if this is a new one. And we're just going to go ahead and pass in ** kwarg. So any extra keyword arguments we'll pass in that way. And in here, if I uncomment this, what we're doing here is whenever that signal calls this function, this receiver, we're going to check if this is the first instance. If this is, we'll go ahead and create a new profile. So we'll do profile.objects.create user, and it's going to be this instance. So it'll go ahead and set it, and we have ourselves a new profile. But whenever we update an item, so we'll go ahead and uncomment this, we'll pass in these parameters, and I actually decided to get rid of some stuff here. So let's go ahead and actually copy that, and I'll paste that in here. And let me just remove this. So sorry if you actually wrote that out already. So basically what we're doing here is calling the same thing, but we're checking created again. And if created is false, which means that this user already exists, let's go ahead and update that user profile. So instance.profile.save. And in here, you can write whatever logic you want, maybe update certain parameters, but I'm going to keep it simple and just call the save method on that profile. So in order to connect this now, all we have to do, and there's actually a few ways to do this, all we're going to do here is go ahead. Actually, I just realized we changed, or we messed this up. This needs to be post_save. So we're going to do post_save.connect, and we're going to pass in two parameters here. So this is how we connect a receiver to a sender. So the receiver is going to be this create profile function here, and the sender is going to be the model that's going to trigger it. So this user model, every single time the save method is called, we're going to go ahead and trigger this receive method here, or this create profile function, after the save is complete. So post save, after save, go ahead and trigger that function and listen to this model here. So we can actually go ahead and copy and paste that there and change it for update profile. And every single time that save method is called, both of these functions will be triggered but they will respond differently. So I do have one user in the database that does not have a profile. So to not give us an error, go ahead and make that into a string method there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and open up my admin panel and create a user. So let's do /admin and log in. And you'll see we have no profiles at this point, and we should have one user. So we have Dennis, but no profile attached. So I'll go ahead and add a new user, and we'll just call this user Tim, not time, and go ahead and add a password and verify that. And before I save this, I'm actually printing out profile created and profile updated depending on which one is triggered. So we should see that here. So let's go ahead and save that. And let's see if that method ran. I actually don't. Oh, there it is. So profile was created. And if I go to my profiles here, there we go. We see Tim. He's attached to the user. So that's an awesome way to make that connection without having to write this logic in multiple times and everywhere that we need this. So this can work for the registration page or just working within the admin panel that you saw. So if we actually update Tim, and again, I'm not going to focus too much on the logic because you should use this however you need it. But if we update Tim and go ahead and save that, we will see that print out. So we'll see update profile was update profile was ran. So if I go ahead and save that, profile was updated. So I actually need to create a profile for Dennis eventually, and that's actually why I had that logic in earlier, but I will get an error if I try to save this because that logic right now is just going to look for the profile instance, which we don't have one, so it's going to give us a bug, and I just want to show you that before you run into that later by yourself without fixing it. So there we go. It has no attribute profile, and that's what we fixed earlier. So let's go ahead and change up the way that we can build these receiver connections. There's two ways that the documentation tells us we can make this connection, and the first one was just doing this postsave.connect. But another way we can go about this, and I honestly don't know if there's a difference between these two, but we could also use decorators. So I'm going to comment these out, and now we just disconnected the receiver, so nothing's going to happen on save. But let's just go ahead and run an import for that decorator. So we're going to do from Django.dispatch, and we're going to import a receiver. So receiver, and this decorator now can just be put above both of these receivers. And let's go ahead and pass it a few parameters. So we're going to tell it to run on post save and give it the sender, and that's going to be that user. So it's not different at all, really. It's the same exact thing, but just in a decorator format. And again, I looked at the documentation. I couldn't find what the difference was, but you're going to see people use both of these methods. In fact, I think I've seen more people use the decorators there. So to test this, let's go ahead and open up this right here. It looks like I ran the wrong import. Maybe I misspelled something. Give me a second to fix this. I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste some code, and I think it'll fix that. Yeah, I spelled receiver wrong there. That was the issue. So if I open that up again, and I'll just go ahead and create, and I spelled it obviously wrong on the decorator too. I'm sure you noticed that. So I'm going to create the user from the command prompt. So let's just do this. Let's do Python manage.py create super user. And we'll just call this user Eric, and just give it some kind of email. Do eric@gmail.com. And give it a password. And there we go. Profile was created. And if I log into the admin panel, if I turn on the server, we'll see that profile. So the same exact thing happened with the decorator. So what I want to do now is actually go ahead and create a file called signals.py and store everything in there. And once we move it, we're going to have to create one more little configuration to make sure everything works. So my app is called base. And in here, we'll just do signals.py. And again, this is just how the Django documentation recommends we do all of this. And I'll take all of that code, copy it, and paste it in here. And for models, I'm going to go ahead and steal that post save and receiver import, or the decorator. And we'll just go ahead and put those up here. And then I need to import two other things here. So I need to take this user model and also import all of my models here. So let's go ahead and pass that in, and then do from models import take profile. So right now, this is the same exact structure we had in our models.py file, but we need to configure these in the apps config file here. So this is actually something that I struggled with and I couldn't figure out why my code wasn't working. But we need to override the ready method or the config files ready method. Why can't I spell ready? There we go. And we'll pass in self. And we're just going to import base. So my app name is base, and we'll do dot signals. So we'll import signals. And one thing I noticed here is this code will not run if, and I don't know if anyone else ran into this here, but this code won't run if our imports are done where in Django you could just do something like that, just the app name. We had to reference the config file in order to make that work. So I'll actually show you a workaround that, but I don't know if it's the best method. I would just recommend to point everything to the app's config file. So if I go here and create this user, so Python manage.py, and we'll do create super user, and we'll just create this user, create super user, there we go. And we'll call this user Mike, and then we'll do mike@gmail.com, and I'll go ahead and give him a password, confirm it. So there we go, profile was created and our signals are in signals.py. So we moved everything into here, configured it in our apps config file here. So it's within your app and right here, it is apps here. And we just added it into this ready method here. And we also had to make sure that our installed apps were set like this. So here's the workaround. And again, I'm not sure if this is the best method, but I'm going to go ahead and just copy and paste some code. And I'll show you what you can do is you can actually add it to the init file here if you don't do this right here. And if you also just call your app like this. So I don't know if that's the best method, but this did work. And I'm going to comment that out and actually leave it in the source code in the video description. So this is only one type of signal that we just work with, but if you go to the Django docs, you'll see a lot of different methods, and I won't cover those right now. I might do another video where we do a full mini crash course on these, but if you look at the signals here and look at the built-in ones, we have our model signals, which have pre-save, post-save, which is what we used. Pre-save will actually call the signal before the model is saved, so maybe you want to run some kind of check. You can do some after deletions, after many-to-many field changes. And then the really cool ones that I personally saw were the request and response signals. So that's why I wouldn't mind actually doing another video on just covering these. So these are basically whenever a user visits a page. So if you're trying to track page visits, frequencies of a user going to a page, you can actually have some kind of analytics on your site and record this information. So signals can do a lot of stuff for us, and it's a really cool topic that I actually haven't really torn apart myself yet. I really want to dig into it and understand them better, but for now, this is it. And in the next video, if you're part of my Django Crash Course series, we'll go ahead and actually apply this into our project.